So this is Luke Benner. At the age of 4, he was presenting with night sweats and enlarged lymph nodes and really pale in color for about a month. And then we thought that he was just sick with a virus or a cold or something, and we took him to the doctor. And she did a little blood work, and it totally swept the rug out from underneath us when she said that he had acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Leukemia is a blood cancer, so it literally, the white blood cell count makes your body think that it has an infection, and so it generates tons and tons and tons of white blood cells to kill off the infection, but there really is no infection. And so then that's how they can tell that these blood cells are sort of multiplying and they're not really doing what they're supposed to do. And the first 8 months were every other day hospital visits. He's had over 20 spinal taps. He's had 5 or 6 blood transfusions. He's had several rounds of chemo, and will continue treatment for another 1.5 years. But within 1 month of that diagnosis, of that January 22nd date, he was in remission. So he's doing really well. He lost his hair twice. He had radiation for 10 days. So that's why he has a mop of hair now, because it's really hard for us to cut it. So
I'm more emotional than I was prior to diagnosis. I think it's made our family a lot more closer.
Yeah, we definitely are closer. A lot of families, this breaks them apart. We have a lot of friends who have gone through divorce, and when you have a sick child, it changes the dynamics of the family. But from the very beginning, we made the choice that this was not going to affect our family. And so, like I said before, it really has sort of made our family stronger. We do a lot more as a family. We love stronger. We play harder. We cry a lot. We have a lot of down days, but the positive days are a lot more. And we sort of look at it as a blessing. And a lot of times people get kind of weirded out when we say that. But it really has. I mean, we found more good in this diagnosis than negative. It's a long journey, and it will never end. A lot of people look forward to that cure date, but even though there is a possible cure date, once you get that diagnosis, it never goes away. And so it changes you. You always think that this, a little tiny minor bump is something to be afraid of, or a cough is something to be afraid of, because if it can happen to one child, then it can happen to any. Students wrap their arms around the family and really do a lot of good stuff for these kids. Yeah. They kind of latch on to the kids and become friends with the kids and get their morale boosted, and it's fun to watch the kids have a good time at these dances. All the kids, whether they're college kids, high school kids, or even the patients themselves. So it's been a lot of fun. It's nice to see college students get involved with something. There's a whole bunch of things that people can get involved with. But it's nice when you, become passionate about something, and then you can add the fun factor to it, the dance part. I think a lot of people like to dance. Thank you. I mean, really, when you guys raise this money, it really does change the treatment experience for these kids. You don't recognize that. If I talk about Nationwide Children's Hospital, what do you love about that place? Is that your palace? It's his palace. He loves that hospital because they changed the treatment experience. There's video games there, there's art, there's music, there's movies, there's people that come and visit, and all the money that you, painting, yes, food, really good food, right? You love their food, and all that money that you guys raise goes towards some of those programs. And so it's a really good thing that you guys are doing for all these patients and for all these kids. It's not really even a hospital to them, it's a place to go and play. And so when a kid can think of that as a place to go and play instead of where they're getting poked and prodded and looked at, then it's definitely a better opportunity to look at that place and say, I can do this, So thank you.